So we finally have good news about Doctor Who. Um, so anyone who's been watching Doctor Who for the past couple of years now with Jodie Whittaker, it's been a shit show. The first episode of hers had like 11.2 million viewers, and then by the end of the last season, it was down to like 3.6 million. Um, those are terrible numbers. They were given a Sunday slot, which Sundays, people are usually going back to work the next day, so they're home, they're watching a lot of the telly, and they couldn't pull the big numbers because people had gotten so tired of the political bull crap, the terrible acting, the retconning of established lore of the story, and they just got tired of it. And we've been waiting for uh, chin balls to leave and Jodie Whittaker to follow because they are terrible. So we have Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chinballs to leave in 2022. Now it's a pretty long one, but I want to get to the part that made me chuckle. So this is going to be the new companion. Um, but the show's ratings have dropped in recent years. Whittaker's last episode, broadcast in January, the New Year's special, the Dalek New Year's special, 6.3 million. That wasn't really the last of her episodes. It was the Christmas special, or not the Christmas, the New Year special. Her last, the end of the season, like I said, it was like 3.6 million. Terrible numbers for a Sunday slot. But yeah, that's the new companion. Named Dan is the name of the character. Is played by John Bishop. But he's going to be the punching bag of jokes, because he's a white male. But I want to get down to the part that made me chuckle. So, Chinball said, Jodie and I made a 3 series and out pact with each other at the start of this once in a lifetime blast. So now our shift is done and we're handing back the TARDIS keys. Now, that's it's this part over down here. Jodie's magnificent, iconic Doctor has exceeded all of our expectations. She's been the gold standard leading actor, shouldering the responsibility, being the first female Doctor with style, strength, warmth, generosity, and humor. What? Are you watching the same show? I sat through all that bullshit, and not once did I see her exhibit any of these doctorly traits. And he added, she captured the public imagination and continues to inspire adoration around the world, as well as from everyone on the production. Around around the world. Oh yeah, all 3.2 billion million people. What? Are we talking about the same show here? I can't imagine working with a more inspiring doctor, so I'm not going to. Okay, so the doctor. What is the doctor? Like, what is its core foundation? The doctor is a person who is not from this planet, who is from the planet Gallifrey, who travels through time and space in a TARDIS, time in relative dimension in space, what TARDIS is short for. The chameleon circuit, it's all busted, so it looks like a phone box. Um, but at the heart of it, they have a lot of life lessons. You know, Doctor Peter Capaldi's Doctor was about being kind. Just be kind. He went through his first season or so trying to figure out whether he was a good man or not. That was his thing. But he never forgot the whole just be kind. Um, each doctor from Hartnell to Peter Capaldi, you look at William Hartnell's doctor, he was the first doctor. And in the very beginning, he was very abrasive. He was very distant. He really didn't want to do much with the humans and this and that. He was very grumpy a lot of the time. But then after a while, he realized that, they're not so bad. He kind of opened up and he became more like a grandfather figure to everyone because, being so much older than everyone else. Um, and of course he had his little quirk where, you had on, he like, you saw him doing that a lot. Um, so from the first to the last, they all have something. It was the first Doctor, William Hartnell's Doctor, that said, fear makes a companion of us all. Peter Capaldi kind of, not actually, it wasn't Peter Capaldi who said, he just said fear is a superpower, but Clara in the episode Listen is the one who said that fear makes a companion of us all. But we're talking about the Doctor, not the companions. So, speeches, especially, are one. Think of, it's just New Who. Think of some of the best speeches. Guarantee you, Jodie Whittaker is not on that. That is one of the most defining things of the Doctor. It's kind of like with Naruto, they call it the talk no jutsu, because whenever he's in a tight spot, depending on who it is, he can just talk and make them tear up and make him see his way and this and that. And he's very good at it. He's mastered the art of talk no jutsu. The Doctor, the same thing. He has a way with words. Um, he has these grand, over the top speeches sometimes. And in fact, I was going to watch this over here, for, you guys, but I decided not to because even though it's a TV show, because like I said, life lessons and the emotion and just everything they put into this, like let me go when he gets his regeneration cycle. One of the things here, this this will make you tear up. Not flat out cry, but this will make you fucking tear up. I mean, I don't even have to play the audio, and you can just see how much emotion and raw just feeling David Tennant has. Just, I mean, really, you don't have to understand what he's saying to understand how emotional the scene actually is. So the whole premise is Wilford is stuck in this box, and he goes into this box full after the doctor's like, "Hey, don't do that." He gets stuck in there, and it's about to, like, radiation's about to be poured out into it, killing Wilfred, and the doctor kind of decides, hey, if going in here, it lets him out, but then obviously the doctor, Wilfred's trying to apologize, like, oh, I'm sorry, just leave me here, I'm old, and he you see the speech he gives, just that raw emotion, and then he just turns around and says, I've lived too long. He says, I lived too long, and then he kind of plans on, getting to the chamber there and just kind of taking that radiation so that Wilfred can, survive. Um, Another great one is this one, the speech about war in Zygon inversion. Such a great speech. This is, like I said, the Doctor is known for its speeches. The Rings of Aka 10, same thing. A great freaking speech. Um, like I said, I'm not gonna play them because I really don't feel like blubbering like a little bitch. Because when you see them, if you are a fan of Doctor Who, these will get emotions from you. That's the point. But Jodie Whittaker has not had anything that would warrant any kind of emotion. This is what she looked like most episodes. She made the same stupid face, and she had like this little, like, when something bad happened or there was an intense portion, she was like, she had like baby, like, it almost was like a child when they were angry. They were like, That or the entire time. Constantly using her freaking sonic screwdriver. I mean, she fucking whipped it out for everything. Everything. Um, and I think the biggest part, which really pissed a lot of people off, there's the moment where Graham comes to her and he's like, oh, after everything that's happened, I'm afraid, I'm afraid of my cancer coming back and this and that. She has this lame fucking excuse of, oh well, I'm socially awkward, and so I'm gonna like go over here to the here, and I'm gonna start pressing buttons, and I'm gonna like think of something I could have said. Socially awkward. Peter Capaldi's doctor was socially awkward, and he had no problem shedding that rough exterior to someone who was trying to confide in him and giving them words of wisdom or feelings. The do you think I care for you so little that betraying me would it's would make a difference, or his thing of everything ends. He was socially awkward, and he had no problem delivering those heartfelt kind of person to person moments. So this whole fucking idea, this whole excuse that the Jodie Whittaker's doctor gave up, oh yeah, I'm socially awkward. They're all socially awkward. They're not from Earth. That's the point. And yet they have no problem connecting with humans on an emotional level. Even William Hartnell's doctor, the first doctor, Mr. Grumpy Grandpa, had no problem having words of wisdom or something emotional for someone else. If they went to him with a problem, he had the answer. He had a solution. He would make them feel better. Jodie was a terrible fucking doctor. And before you idiots on the left say, oh, it's because you don't like women, there are many women who could play the part. Guarantee. But one, she could not fucking do it. Two, she had never even seen the show before getting hired. Peter Capaldi, he was a huge fan since the start. He would send in letters to the BBC. He was in a couple of Doctor Who episodes in the past, like in David Tennant's era. Fires of Pompeii, great episode. I think he was in an episode of Torchwood. Um, uh, David Tennant, huge fan of Doctor Who. He's fucking married to not only a person who played his daughter in the show, the episode The Doctor's Daughter, we meet Jenny, who is kind of his daughter in a way because she's got Time Lord DNA, but she is the real life daughter of Peter Davison, who played the Doctor. So, and he also said that Peter Davison was his favorite Doctor. He was a huge Doctor Who fan. So you have these previous doctors who knew things about the Doctor and about the show. And then you have Jodie Whittaker, and she's saying shit like, oh yeah, it's a show that's for the male gaze. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then you have chin balls coming in, white man bad, black people have it hard. It's just all this political bull crap, and then they're surprised when the ratings go down. But Jodie Whittaker is a terrible doctor. Off the top of my head, I'm sure there are amazing. I'm pretty sure because they only select, people from Europe. It seems, they don't want Americans working on the show. So I don't know many British actresses. I mean, I can think of several England, American actresses, but they're not going to do that. But you want to know who I want to be the next Doctor? This man. This man right here. Hugh Laurie as the Doctor. If I recall, Stephen Fry was also on Doctor Who. He didn't play the Doctor, but Stephen Fry was in, I think, a couple of episodes. Stephen, Fry and Laurie, great comedy. If you haven't seen it, seen their stuff, go and watch it. It's fucking hilarious. But House, we know him as House. Just look at that picture. I would love Hugh Laurie as the next Doctor. That would be insanely great. We know he can be funny, obviously. We know he can be serious. Look at House. That guy was a mixture. That House was basically, I mean, he was a doctor. So I want him to go from playing a doctor to playing the Doctor. Um, even though Hugh Laurie's as House was, he was actually kind of like William Hartnell's Doctor. He really didn't like to be around people. He questions people's motives and this and that. But when you really got to be one on one with him, when he got to, let his, the walls down, you found out he was just a really, really caring person who was just afraid of being hurt. Um, so he's kind of like the first Doctor, but I also see him being more like Peter Capaldi's Doctor, where he's really serious a lot of the time, but then he has like really silly moments. Um, I mean, like this is the guy. There was the witch's with the witch's apprentice. I think the episode was when he comes riding out on a fucking tank and he's got the shades on. He's playing the guitar. I could see Hugh Laurie doing that. Um, so I want this man to be a doctor. Be the Doctor. He's played a Doctor. Now we need him as the Doctor. Which also there goes the question of who do you think would be a great Doctor? Male or female, it doesn't matter. Just Jodie Whittaker is a terrible Doctor. And I'm so glad they're leaving because the ratings were down. The viewership was down. And with the way the BBC is, I don't think they're going to let up anytime soon with their political bullcrap. So the next Doctor is going to be either a black woman, a Muslim woman, a gay, not a male with non-binary with fucking Kool-Aid hair. It's gonna be something stupid. So counting on seeing a normal Doctor like Hugh Laurie, even fucking Rowan Atkinson, he did like a not a spoof, but he you can find it on YouTube. It's what's it called? Um, hang on, let me appear. All right, yeah, it's the title I thought it was. It's called The Curse of Fatal Death. And it's completely fucking retarded. It really is, but it's so fucking funny. And he honestly does really, really well as a Doctor. So if Mr. Bean, like there he is as the Doctor, like I could see him being the Doctor. I really could. And you got the Master over there, um, Governor Swan over there. This is what he did after he got killed. When you saw him floating by at World's End, this is what happened to him. Became the Master. Um, but you have I think like Hugh Grant appears, and we've got what is his name? Jim Broadbent, Slughorn, Professor Slughorn. So he had a lot of people in here who are pretty iconic. Yeah, Hugh Grant. Yeah, he's another one. He would probably be a really good Doctor. But yeah, Jodie Whittaker blew it as her chance at the Doctor. 3 seasons of absolute crap. Chin balls, same thing. He can't write anything. Um, there's never one moment where she's, had a line or speech or something where I said, that's the Doctor. Because she didn't. I saw one person with a top 10 speeches or something, and she was on there, but it was like a speech she gave about love. It was the Punjab, whatever the fucking title of the episode was, and she was basically the priest who was marrying the two people, and she just gave a speech about love, which I don't see how that's her defining as a Doctor, because don't you hear speeches about love at weddings and to begin with? So there was no defining moment of saying she's the doctor. And like I said, after that whole situation with Graham coming to her about, oh yeah, when my cancer comes back, she had such a chance to be the doctor there, and she blew that. So as far as I'm concerned, she's not the doctor. She's a fake doctor. This was like, I think this, I'll just consider her someone who just fucking stole the TARDIS from the real doctor, and then now the doctor's finally getting it back because she's not the doctor. She's like cosplay doctor. Uh, Except her faces are like the entire time. She's like, "What? Oh, this is my fam. Come here, fam." So, guns are bad and white men are evil, and I mean, come on, they had a fucking episode about a space racist who was like, the episode with Rosa Parks. It was a space racist. It was a white guy, not an alien, or it was a white guy, and he was trying to take out Rosa Parks. I mean, what? You had the episode, what, Arachnids in the UK, where they had a very Trump-like guy in there. Very rich guy, had a bunch of hotels, politician. So we're just tired of the bullshit. But anyway, actually, we're gonna leave it off on him, on Hugh Laurie. I vote for Hugh Laurie as the next Doctor. But tell me what you guys think. Who do you think should be the next Doctor? Let me know below. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.